My name is Röhl. I'm from Vienna, Austria, and 2.5 years ago I founded the patient organization NF Kinder, and we fight for people who have neurofibromatosis, which is a rare genetic disease. And so we try to help them get better access to healthcare, proper healthcare. We try to start research projects and to connect patients and help them also with psychosocial activities. We try to get information to Austria because there's a lack of information among doctors. We go to the international conferences. I bring along doctors from the university clinic in Vienna, which wouldn't have gone there without me. So I even pay them or offer travel grants so that they really can get access to the latest information and bring that know-how back to our home country to in order to treat the patients right. And we offer scholarships for young investigators or young doctors and psychologists. So we want to really boost the awareness about this disease and have young talents to focus on this disease, because there's a lack of information among professionals, but of course also among patients. Three years ago, when I made the decision that I want to found this organization, do all this work, the first step for me was I got in contact with the National Fundraising Association and did a fundraising training. So because that's just such an essential part in order to do something and make something happen, you need to have some funds. So that was really important for me. I'm happy that I've done that. Last year in summer I did the EUPATI Summer School, which is a training for rare disease patient representatives, also on research and development. So that was my first introduction into the professional research and development process and what patients can do. So I was really happy that I've done that, and when I heard that I could apply for EUPATI, I was so happy and did that immediately, and was very lucky and happy to get into the second course. So now I even have the chance to go even deeper into this very interesting field of research and development, and these three educational courses are like my basis that I really can use in everyday work. On the one hand side, I really know now the procedures and also the terminology. So when I'm talking to a researcher, academic researcher, or to a doctor, or to something from the regulatory office or from a pharma company, I can understand where they come from, what their perspectives are, and I can have a conversation on eye level, so that they also notice that I know what I'm talking about and they take me seriously, which they might not have been doing before. So that's one crucial part about it. And so if you know about the procedures and how things are really going or being developed, you have an understanding also, and that's an essential part of EUPATI, where you can get involved. So my goal is to really get involved at the earliest stage possible, so that I can discuss with researchers what questions do we need to ask, what should research focus on, because for example we did a survey among German-speaking patients. About 300 patients took part in this survey, and we asked them among other questions, what do you think should research really do, because the symptoms in our disease are such a large variety of symptoms, so you need to focus on something. And it turned out the two most important symptoms for patients are the most neglected one in research. So that's a really good basis to start a conversation and tell them, well, you're not really tackling the patient's needs here, so let's discuss what we should do in the future. So that's one very important part. And so if we're involved from the beginning and we ask the right questions, and then we design the study in a way that patients really feel, yeah, this is something important for me and I want to be a part of it. So when it comes to clinical trial, we have less trouble to recruit patients, and they are already being informed by the patient organization, which has been a part of this whole process from the beginning. So there's another level of trust here, which is very important, I think. And at the moment, often the patient involvement only starts when there's a clinical trial and it ends after the clinical trial, but we want to stay involved because it's very important that we are involved in the health technology assessment process and with the regulatory offices, so that we also can convince the people up there that we need this drug on the market and that it is, for example, being reimbursed for patients so that they have access. On the one hand side, it's you know, a daily struggle to raise funds. I could spend my whole day doing nothing else than that, but I have so much more important work to do than fundraising. So, but it's essential in Austria. We don't get governmental support for an NPO, so we are 100% financed by donations and companies that sponsor us. So, but that's really important and takes a lot of time. I wish it wouldn't be like that. There's some other European examples that get support by the government. So challenges are to really get people together, because at the moment we don't have a working European patient organization. So we just start to do that, and I was selected to be the European coordinator for this big task. But it's very important that patients, especially for rare disease, understand that we all face the same challenges. So we all have the same goals, and we have to understand that we reach those goals far more earlier if we work together and combine our efforts, because it's just a waste of money and time and resources if every member, if every country, you know, it reinvents the wheel again and again. Not just the patients need to work together, we need to work together with academic research, but also of course with pharma companies and with the authorities. So that's a big task, because I think patient involvement is just about to start. The concept is, people understand that it's important, but it's in practical life, it's not really there yet. So what I experience as a big challenge, because there's no drug on the market for my disease at the moment at all. So pharma companies don't really talk to me that much, because they say, due to our compliance guidelines, we can only support you when we are active in your disease area. So that's like one big problem, because how can we, you know, be innovative and start something new if we don't get together at this stage? So that's maybe one big challenge, and yeah, and just to get people to work together, because academic research is so competitive. They rather not work together and publish their own data than see the whole picture and say, okay, if we join forces, then we reach our goal more early. They don't do that at the moment, so they, yeah, I don't want to be too pessimistic and say they're more focused on their own careers than on patients, but yeah, at the moment the system is not focused on the patients, but on, yeah, publishing papers. I think that EUPATI gave me like the basic knowledge to set up a proper strategy to tackle this many problems that our disease group is facing, and I hope that I will be able to use this knowledge and gather around the necessary people to reach that goal and work together. And I think that's the key to success. Work together and know what you want to do and how to do it.